So, hello guys, my name is Luke, aka Mr. Rage, and welcome back to one of my quick videos. Well, I don't know how quick this video is gonna be, but this is definitely gonna be a quick video. So this is going to be a little bit of both an update to a previous video I made, as well as another problem that I have found with the PS5. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, before I say anything, this is not going to be a very negative video. I've actually really been enjoying my PS5, despite the fact that I'm a massive Xbox fan. I would be telling a nasty lie if I said I was not enjoying my PS5. This was actually the longest day I had the console on. I had it on for about 14 hours. I started playing at around 3 o'clock, and now it is close to 5 a.m. So I've definitely been playing this console for a very long time. Been playing GTA 5, Dying Light. Just really been enjoying my time with the console. But the first problem that I actually noticed a while ago about the PS5 is actually the storage that the console has. Now, when you buy the PS5, this is how much storage you will be getting. You will only be getting 667.2 gigabytes, and in my opinion, that is completely fucking outrageous. You see, it's not like Xbox is a whole lot better, but with the Xbox Series X, you get around 735 gigabytes free space. And although that's nowhere near close to the 1 terabyte that is advertised on the box of the Xbox, it's still a lot better than what PS5 is offering because, yeah, this console barely comes with any fucking storage. I mean, to some people, 667.2 may seem like a lot or plenty, but unless you only plan on playing like 1 or 2 games, it's not going to be enough. Or, of course, unless you install, like, really small games, like, games that don't require a lot of storage. But let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, when you buy a PS5, you're probably going to want to play some new PS5 games, like Spider-Man or the latest Mortal Kombat, or if you're one of those people who likes to play the yearly Call of Duty games, don't even buy a Call of Duty game on this console until you buy, like, an extra storage expansion. Because, yeah, this amount of storage is crazy. Like, I've only got one next-gen game on my PS5, and that's GTA 5. The rest of the games I have are not even PS5 games. They're PS4 games. And even PS4 games can take a hefty amount of storage. Like, if you want to play, like, Red Dead Redemption or, I don't know, Watch Dogs or one of the Far Cry games, just any of those games from the PS4 era, some of those games will actually require almost as much storage as a PS5 game will. So my point is, games are really big in terms of how much storage they will take out of your console. Like, they're really big in that aspect. So, to me, this is kind of a bit of a scummy move from Sony, because I feel like Sony had an opportunity to maybe steer people more towards the PS5 than the Xbox if Sony would have given you more usable storage with this console. Because let me make something clear. This console costs $500 plus tax. And the fact that you get such little storage for games is just really kind of fucked up to me. Because although storage options are not too expensive, I feel like it adds an unnecessary requirement to how much money you're actually spending on this console, because they do have a 1 terabyte SSD for the PS5 that costs around $119. They also have a 1 terabyte external hard drive that can be hooked up here as well for PS4 games. Both are like around $100, but basically, when you buy a PS5, I highly recommend you don't buy one without getting a storage expansion. For those people who already know how important it is, then you guys probably don't need to worry. But for those of you who just want to buy the PS5 and think that you're just going to buy the console and you're just going to buy a couple of games and you could worry about other stuff like this later on, unfortunately, that is not the case. Like I said, unless you only plan on playing like 1 or 2 games, or unless you don't install like really large games that require a lot of files from your storage, I highly recommend you buy yourself an extra storage expansion, because like I just said, unless you don't plan on, playing games that won't take a lot of storage out of your console, because these games, like their storage file requirements are huge. Like even games like Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a PS4 game, will take 100 gigabytes. And there are some games that take over 100 gigabytes. I mean, fucking Black Ops Cold War takes over 120 gigabytes. So yeah, I mean, if you plan on playing those type of games, which you most likely are, I really highly recommend you buy yourself an extra storage expansion. Now, I'm also going to be showing you guys something that's quite useful on the PS5 that can kind of help with this. Now, let's say you buy a game on the PlayStation Store. Let's say you buy a PS5 game, right? You buy a PS5 game on the PlayStation Store, but let's say that PS5 game also has a PS4 version. So when you buy a PS5 game, you will get the PS4 version for free. And basically what I'm saying is you can install the PS4 version of a PS5 game that you bought on an external hard drive until you can upgrade your PS5's SSD, or get another SSD for your PS5. So let me show you an example here. So with one of my games. So this is Metro Exodus. So as you guys can see here, this is a PS5 game. I bought the PS5 game of Metro Exodus, and it allows me to either install the PS5 version or the PS4 version. So, yeah, this will probably help you save a little bit of space, because a 2 terabyte SSD or a 3 terabyte, they're pretty damn expensive. I believe a 2 terabyte SSD is around, I think it's like maybe $200 and some dollars. And a 3 terabyte SSD costs $325 on Amazon. So, yeah, the cheapest option you have in terms of an SSD expansion is a 1 terabyte SSD that costs around $115. And you can also purchase a 2 terabyte hard drive for around, I think, $160, I think. I think that's how much it costs. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's just what my phone is telling me. But anyways, yeah. The reason why this is a problem for me is because I just feel like this is just kind of piss poor design, because I feel like Sony didn't really give people a choice here. They should have made a version of the PS5 that came with more space. Like, yeah, it would have been a bit more money, but I would have probably bought that one. Like if they made like a version of the PS5 that came like with some extra storage that cost like, I don't know, maybe like $560 or $50, I would have bought that in a heartbeat, because at least you would have had some more storage. Because let me tell you, 667.2 gigabytes, that is not enough fucking storage, man. I mean, the only reason why I have these Puppet Combo games here is because these are retro games, okay? These games most of these games require 1 gigabyte of storage. So that's the reason why I have these games installed on here. But yeah, these are like the only 3 big games I have. I have Dying Light and GTA 5 installed, and Outlast 2, that game is kind of big. I think that game is like 16 gigabytes, so yeah. Before I let you guys go, for those of you who haven't watched my previous PS5 has a big problem video, I'm going to be bringing it up again one more time in this video. Now, the PS5 does have one more other problem that I want to talk about one more time on my channel. And also, I want to give an answer to a couple of people who made comments on my previous video about this. A while ago, I made a video about how PS5 has a problem with power outages, and I got comments from some people saying that their PS5s would not even turn back on after a power outage. And I just want to say, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but if your PS5 does not turn back on after a power outage, then unfortunately, I think your PS5 might have been well, I guess you can say destroyed by the power outage. Your PS5 is probably broken now, and I don't think Sony offers repairs for that kind of damage. Hopefully you have some kind of warranty on your console, because if not, then you're going to be buying another PS5. And yeah, this is a problem, obviously. And, you know, like I said in my previous video, this is something that not a lot of other YouTubers bring out when talking about the PS5. The PS5 has a very big problem with power outages. And right now, if I show you guys, it is actually storming outside, as you can see here. If there was thunder outside, like if it was a lightning or thunderstorm, then I would not even be able to turn on my PS5, because obviously if the power was to go out, then my PS5 has the potential of being destroyed. Now, yes, my PS5 did get turned off during a power outage, and I got lucky. And you see, that's the bullshit about this whole thing. Like, if your PS5 gets turned off during a power outage, either you'll be lucky and your console will have no problems, or you'll be unlucky and your console will either have problems or your console will just full on break, like some of the people who left comments in my previous video who said that their PS5s did not turn off after a power outage, which, yeah, that pretty much means that your PS5 is broke. So, yeah, this is a big problem. And the worst thing about this is this was a problem on both the PS3 and the PS4 as well. So the fact that even the PS5 has this problem, it's really fucking irritating. Like, to me, this is just really piss poor design by Sony, because if this was such a big problem on the previous 2 generations of PlayStation, then why exactly did Sony not try and get rid of that problem with the PS5? If this was literally a problem with the 2 previous generations, because even PS3 had this problem. Like, even PS3 had a problem with power outages. So why didn't Sony try and fix it 2 generations later with the PS5? I don't get it. Like, I don't fucking understand it. But yeah, like I said in my previous video, there is only one way to prevent this, and that is by buying an APC battery backup. So basically what this thing will allow you to do is, if you hook your PS5 up to one of these APCs, then basically what happens is, if the power does so happen to go out, then your PS5 will still have power because of the APC battery backup. And basically, you'll be able to quickly and properly turn off your PS5 so it doesn't get turned off improperly, or of course get destroyed and short-circuited during a power outage. Because yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened to those previous people. Their consoles probably got short-circuited and like with the back of the wires and, you know, stuff like that. This thing is very hot, by the way. Anyways, so yeah, that is the only way to prevent it. And again, you do not want your PS5 getting turned off during a power outage. It can damage the console, it can cause corrupted data, and it can also even damage external hard drives and external SSDs. So that also goes back to the previous problem with the PS5's horrible storage. So yeah, before you consider buying a PS5, there are some additional things that you're going to have to buy. One, you're going to need a storage expansion, and 2, you're going to need an APC. Now, unfortunately, there is a specific APC that you're going to have to buy. I think it's the one that's like 1500 volts, and that one costs around $270, I believe. So yeah, the PS5 is quite expensive, unfortunately. So yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick update video. This video is going on for 13 minutes long. Definitely not very quick. My apologies for that. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yeah, once you guys get all that shit, then you should be able to enjoy your PS5 just fine. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care, y'all. Peace.